Well, my daddy left home when I was 3, and he didn't leave much for my ma and me, just this old guitar and an empty bottle of booze. Well, I don't blame him because he ran and hid, but the meanest thing that he ever did was before he left, he went and named me Sue. Well, he must have thought that it was quite a joke. Got lots of laughs from lots of folks. Seemed I had to fight my whole life through. Some girl would giggle and I'd get red, and some guy would laugh so I'd bust his head. Let me tell you, life ain't easy for a boy named Sue. Well, I grew up fast and I grew up mean. My fists got hard and my wits got keen. Roamed from town to hide my shame. But I made me a promise to the moon and stars. I'd search those honky-tonks and bars and kill the man that gave me that awful name. Well, it was Gatlinburg in mid-July, and I just rolled in and my throat was dry. Thought I'd stop and have myself a brew. In an old saloon of a street of mud, there at a table dealing studs, sat the dirty mangy dog who named me Sue. Well, I knew that snake was my own sweet dad from a worn-out picture that my mama had. I knew that scar on his cheek and his evil eye. Well, he was big and bent and gray and old, and I looked at him and my blood ran cold, and I said, "My name is Sue, how do you do?" Well, I hit him hard right between the eyes. He went down, but to my surprise, came up with a knife and cut off a piece of my ear. So I busted a chair right across his teeth. We flew through the wall and into the street, kicking and a gouging the mud and the blood and the beer. Well, I tell you, I fought tougher men, but I really can't remember when. He kicked like a mule and he bit like a crocodile. Well, I heard him cuss and then I heard him fuss. He went for his gun, but I pulled mine first. We stood there looking at each other and I saw him smile. He said, "Son, this world is rough, and if a man's gotta make it, he's gonna be tough." And I knew I wouldn't be there to help you along. So I gave you that name and I said goodbye. I knew you'd have to get tough or die. And it's that name that helped to make you strong. Said, "Now you just fought one hell of a fight. I know you hate me and you got the right to kill me now, and I wouldn't blame you if you do. But you ought to thank me before I die for the gravel in the guts and your spit in the eye, 'cause I'm the son of a bee that named you Sue." Well, I got all choked up, threw down my gun, called him my pa and he called me his son. Became a day with a different point of view. Well, I think about him now and then, every time I try and every time I win. And if I ever have a son, I think I'm gonna name him Bill or George or anything else but Sue. I still hate that name.